When Outlander Season 7 came to an end, fans were left stunned, and so was Claire. She reached a shocking conclusion about Faith PCO, one that seemed to rewrite her entire family history. But what if Claire was completely wrong? Because now, as more details emerge across the Outlander universe, it's starting to look like her theory doesn't hold up at all. And a brand new twist might change everything we thought we knew about the Fraser family. The shocking theory. Faith might be Claire's daughter. It all started in the Season 7 finale. Claire overheard young Fanny humming a tune that shouldn't have existed in that time period. The cheerful, old song, "I Do Like to Be Beside the Seaside." That song wasn't written until 1909. Over a century after the 1700s. Claire instantly connected the dots. She remembered singing that same tune to her baby Faith back in Season 2, just before the child's tragic death. Hearing it again decades later made her believe the impossible, that Faith hadn't died, that somehow she had lived, grown up, and passed that song down to her own daughter, Fanny. It was an emotional leap that made sense in the moment. Claire had lost so much: her child, her sense of time, her place in the world. Believing that Faith had survived gave her something to hold on to. But when you step back and think about it, the pieces just don't fit. How could a child born in the 18th century remember a 20th century tune well enough to teach it to her children? The timelines are off and the logic doesn't quite work. Maybe the mystery behind Faith's story is far deeper and far stranger than Claire ever realized. Cracks in the theory. What really happened to Faith? The only proof Claire ever had was a dream. In it, the mysterious Master Raymond appeared and offered a cryptic apology, one that she thought was about her daughter. But was it really? That dream, combined with the song, pushed Claire toward a conclusion built on emotion, not evidence. And as every Outlander fan knows, in a world where time travel blurs every rule of reality, emotions can be deceiving. The truth is, there's still no solid evidence that Faith survived. What we have instead are echoes, symbols, songs, and coincidences that suggest something larger is at play. Maybe Faith's story isn't about resurrection, but revelation. The prequel changes everything. Here's where things get even wilder. The Outlander prequel, Blood of My Blood, revealed that Claire's parents, Henry and Julia Beauchamp, didn't actually die in that car crash as Claire always believed. Instead, they slipped through time, just like their daughter would decades later. That revelation blows open 100 new possibilities. If Julia Beauchamp ended up in the 18th century, that means Claire's family has been tied to time travel for generations. But that's not the biggest shocker. The prequel also dropped another bomb. Julia was pregnant when she disappeared. Claire never knew she had a sibling. But if Julia gave birth in the past, that child could still be out there. And here's where things begin to connect. What if Faith PCO isn't Claire's daughter at all, but her sister? The sibling theory. Does it fit the puzzle? At first it sounds impossible, but the more you think about it, the more it fits. If Julia Beauchamp knew the song "I Do Like to Be Beside the Seaside" before she time traveled, which she could have, since it existed in the early 1900s, she might have sung it to her unborn child. That baby, born in the 1700s, could have carried the tune forward in time. So maybe the song didn't come from Claire's daughter Faith at all. Maybe it came from her mother Julia, passed down to the second child, the one born centuries too early. If that's true, then Jane and Fanny wouldn't be Claire's granddaughters like she believed. They'd be her great-nieces. A family line tangled across centuries, bound together by a single haunting melody. Master Raymond's hidden role. Of course, none of this could happen without one key figure, Master Raymond. He's the one who always seems to appear when destiny bends. In Claire's dream, he apologized and told her she would understand soon. She assumed it was about her daughter Faith. But what if it wasn't? What if Raymond was never talking about Faith at all, but about Julia Beauchamp and the secrets of Claire's family? He's always been portrayed as an ancient time traveler, someone who understands the threads of fate better than anyone. Maybe his cryptic apology wasn't sorrow. It was preparation. Maybe he knew Claire needed to believe Faith survived, so she would dig deeper into Fanny's origins, and in doing so, Uncover the truth about her parents. If that's the case, then Raymond's actions were never random. They were deliberate. Another turn of the time travel tapestry guiding Claire toward her final revelation. Destiny, time, and the Beauchamp legacy. In the world of Outlander, nothing happens by accident. Every crossing through time, every dream, every song has purpose. And if Master Raymond's goal was to lead Claire back to her family's origins, then it means one thing. Everything she's believed up until now has been preparing her for this discovery. Her parents didn't die. Her daughter might not have died. And the girl she met, Faith PCO, could be the key to connecting those two truths. But even this theory has holes. Let's be honest, the sibling theory isn't perfect either. If Julia gave birth in the early 1700s, that would make Claire's sibling roughly the same age as Jamie Fraser. By the 1770s, that person would be middle-aged, not a young woman like Faith PCO. So how does that work? Well, in Outlander, time isn't linear, and neither are the people caught inside it. Maybe Julia tried to return to her original time and landed at a different point in history. Or maybe her child, Claire's possible sibling, was pulled forward in time, skipping decades before becoming trapped in the 1770s. If that happened, it could explain everything. Why Faith looks too young, why she remembers songs from the future, and why her life feels so tragically out of place. Because for Faith, survival might not have been about living. It might have been about being displaced in time. Faith's true purpose, whether she's a daughter, a sister, or something entirely different, one thing is certain. Faith PCO is connected to the heart of Outlander's greatest mystery, the nature of time itself. She's not just another side character. She's a symbol, a living question mark in Claire's story. Faith represents the missing link between past and future, between what Claire lost and what she still needs to understand. Season 8 is being set up as the moment when all those pieces finally fall into place. Every song, every dream, every encounter. It's all been leading to this. The final revelation awaits. What makes Outlander so compelling isn't just the romance or the history. It's how it constantly challenges destiny. Claire's misinterpretations, her heartbreaks, and her mistakes all carry meaning. Her belief that Faith was her daughter might have been wrong, but that mistake could be what pushes her to discover the truth about her parents and herself. If Season 8 does what fans hope, it'll bring everything full circle. The Beauchamp family, the concept of destiny, and the eternal question of whether time is guiding them, or they're guiding time. But don't expect easy answers. Outlander has never been about simplicity. It's about connections that defy logic and love that defies centuries. Faith PCO could still be Claire's daughter. She could be her sister. Or maybe she's something even stranger, a paradox born from time itself. Whatever the truth turns out to be, one thing's clear. Her story will shape Claire's final journey, revealing what it truly costs to live a life stretched across centuries. Closing thoughts as we head toward Outlander Season 8, the mystery deepens. Every theory, every revelation, and every unanswered question draws us closer to understanding what time travel really means in Claire's world. Maybe Faith is a reflection of everything Claire's lost, and everything she still has to find. And when that truth finally comes out, it won't just change Claire's story. It will redefine the entire Outlander legacy. Until then, one question remains. Was Faith ever really gone? Or has she been part of Claire's story all along?